Good morning and welcome to another episode of AUMliving. This is Vaidya Priyanka and I'm coming to you live from the World Vegan Expo in Marina Del Rey in California. And with me I have a remarkable woman. So let's get this. She was diagnosed with cancer, was given 6 months to live. Then she took upon the dream of optimal health into her own hands. And then, before you knew it, 13 lovely years passed. And then she decided to run a marathon a day across the circumference of Australia, covering 10,000 miles. Please welcome to the show, Janette Murray-Wakelin.
Thank you.
So tell me, what inspired you to write this lovely book about how raw can cure cancer?
Well, really it was in writing this book, I was hoping that I would be able to inspire, motivate others to look into a more conscious lifestyle choice. So knowing that you can actually, with the experience that I had, knowing that you can not only heal yourself from cancer, but with optimal health, you can pretty much do anything. And so this book is to hopefully get to as many people as I can with that information and to let them make an informed lifestyle choice.
So how did you feel when you were given 6 months to live? And why did you choose raw foods? Because some people take juicing. Why did you think of raw foods? And how did you feel when you were given 6 months to live?
Well, I had a myriad of feelings at the time, and like a lot of people, I felt like that, I'd been betrayed in some way. And then I realized that whatever it was me that had done it. So it was me that could make a difference. And during that process, and moving from being, having 6 months to live, to having, a state of optimum health where I was able to pretty much do anything I want, that was what gave me the passion to want to share that experience with as many people as possible. So I went on to do even greater things, I guess.
This is so amazing, and my audience always wonders, how is this magical occurrence even possible? I always tell them, let food be thy medicine, right? And so raw food is one thing, which is wonderful. I understand the curative properties of it. Tell me the inspiration behind this, which says running out of time. I mean, consecutive marathons, one a day for 366 days. It's amazing. Just amazing. I mean, it's
amazing, yes.
So tell me what happened. How come? Why 366 marathons?
Well, we wanted to run around Australia. We moved to Australia, and this is the book. We wanted to run all the way around Australia, or I kind of came up with the idea, and my partner Alan said, well, do you realize how far that is? And we had a look at the map, and sure enough, it worked out to be, if you ran a marathon a day, it was going to take a full year.
Okay.
And so I thought that was a great idea, because that would give us a full year to be out there, to give all that information. So we went into training, and for the year before, we ran about 6,000 kilometers in that year. And that was running every single day as well, not a marathon a day, but just to get into training. And to also get the food right, because we weren't sure how much food we needed to eat for that, such an event. But once we got running on the run itself, we were able to adjust as we went along. And being raw food, the reason why we go with raw food is because when the food you're eating it as it comes from nature, it's going to give you 100% the best nutrients you can get. And that's what I needed to heal, and that's what I needed to be able to run consecutively.
This is amazing. It's truly amazing. So I'm very curious about this. So you are, I know you're not supposed to ask a lady her age and a man his wage, but being a lady, we'll just say that she is really golden, right? So when you are really golden, did you have a lot of people give you parallel opinions saying that why would you want to do such a thing? Or did you not just tell anybody and did you just jump into it and say, oh, I'm just going to do it?
Yeah, well, I knew I was capable of doing it. We had 10 years before I was actually diagnosed, we ran the length of New Zealand. and that was 2000. It was the year 2000. It was 2,000 kilometers. So, and I just did that for my 50th birthday because it seemed like a good idea at the time. And that was 50 marathons consecutive. And then once I'd gone through this journey with cancer and had got myself back up into a state of optimum health, I realized that there's so many people that just don't know what they don't know, let alone what there is available for them to make those choices. So by going out and doing something by example, it was like ticking all the boxes. So yes, I am definitely in my mid-60s, and I'm happy to say that. Alan, my partner, will be 70 next year.
And he looks amazing too.
Yeah.
Amazing. We just saw him. And he's going to be coming up very soon. I'm going to call him into the camera. So
so what we're saying by example is that you're certainly never too old to make these changes, and you're never too young. So, because we can do things that young people can't do in the way of physical exercise.
This is fascinating.
Mental clarity.
Fascinating. And one thing which, comes through to my mind. So when you say raw food, you're not consuming juices. You're consuming food the way that the divine created it.
Pretty much. When I was doing my healing, I did do a lot of juicing because you can get a lot more in than if you were eating it.
Right.
So that was just really about quantity to get as much as I could at the time. We now still juice if we have an excess of food. We do a lot of growing of our own food as well. And, in the season, sometimes, we'll be juicing. But mostly we just eat it the way it comes. So yes, exactly the way nature provides. It's so easy, and it's the best fast food you can get.
That's true. And so that means you have a very clean kitchen.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have any oven in my kitchen. No cooking facilities at all because I don't need them. And we just have massive amounts of fruit and veg available to us at all times.
Tell me what ran in the mind or on the face of your doctor, your oncologist, when he realized that in fact you are going to live longer than 6 months?
Well, I had an interesting reaction from from all the doctors, and pretty much most of them just kind of didn't really want to know anything about it. Most of them. I did have one doctor who said, look, what you're doing is working, keep doing it. But they didn't really want to go into the details. However, I did have a naturopathic doctor who was helping me with making decisions, and I did, a little bit of, boosting the immune system at the beginning. And so, of course, he was helping with making those real holistic decisions. It's all in the book. It's all in the book.
So are you on Amazon?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So the other thing I wanted to ask you is that because you had a high aggressive breast cancer, right? Carcinoma. So I was wondering whether you supplemented your diet at all. With supplements,
No.
It was all raw food.
Yeah, pretty much. In the beginning, as it's shown in the book, I did do some immunotherapy, which is a holistic way of getting a lot of nutrients into the body from holistic, natural sources. Once that was done, that was, about 3 months. Then I just went straight into the raw food and I was juicing a lot at the time, and then that's slowly more into the whole food. So this is something that always baffles me. Where people don't have a comment when something is really working. Too much. Unfortunately, in the Western world, both my parents are, Western medical doctors, but I practice Ayurvedic medicine, and it's from a long lineage of 721 years now. I truly believe in eating seasonally. I truly believe in practicing the tenets of veganism, if you will. But I do have cooked food also in my diet. I'm not exclusively raw. And I have experimented with it. I can't say no. I've done that for about 6 months of my life. I ate completely raw. Of course, I noticed a lot of different changes. I noticed a surge in energy. I noticed that I was more lucid than I ever was in the past. And I also noticed that I made a lot of enemies. Right? And I think I made a lot of enemies only because people were not
completely convinced that what I was doing was more than an experiment.
Yes, and that was the reason why I wanted to do the run, because that has, like I said, it's ticked all the boxes. It's irrefutable what is possible on a raw vegan diet, and it's not just about it being raw, but being vegan as well is just so important, because clearly we've shown by example that you do not need to eat animals or have any animal products at all in your life. You can live to a really healthy age and do something that's never been done before, at our age, and continue to do so, because we're going on to do other things. We're not just sitting back and relaxing afterwards. We're still running, every day, and we're going on to do a 2,015 kilometers walk through the mountains in Europe this year.
Lovely.
And so, there's lots going on. And
tell us about the Cannes Film Festival. I hear that there's going to be a documentary about your journey.
Yes.
And I want to say your evolution, because you are the true hunter-gatherers. Without hunting animals and causing bloodshed, you're causing good nutrients being infused into your anatomy, and I think that is something that the world should do. I mean, it's people like Janette who truly make the world. And tell us about the film festival.
Well, shortly after we finished making the film, I was speaking actually at a vegan festival, something like this, in Sydney, Australia, and I was approached after we was, giving the talk by a filmmaker who had heard me speaking. And he said, this needs to get out to mainstream, into cinemas. Everybody needs to know about this. And I'd like to make a film about it. So we've been working on that film with the filmmaker and producer and the production company for over a year now. It's almost at completion. We've been invited to the Cannes Film Festival in France to present it, so that we can get distribution worldwide and into all the film festivals and into cinemas worldwide, so that mainstream people who don't know what they don't know are going to find out what is possible. And it's also going to be a very beautiful movie. It's completely positive. There's nothing negative in it at all, and it's also showing, obviously a beautiful country, and the fact that connecting with the earth, connecting with the animals, connecting with each other, and just showing what a conscious lifestyle is all about, and how easy and simple it is to go there.
So I'm going to ask you something a tad personal, but and the reason why I'm asking you this is because a lot of people out there think that, oh, you're on a raw diet. How does that work for romance?
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, it does.
You want the real truth?
Yes.
Well, if you can imagine, when you go raw, when you're getting 100% nutrients in the food, you're getting 100% everything. So you're getting all your body's working in tune with itself. It's all connected, and you're getting massive amounts of energy, and that goes in every direction. So, in fact, in our 60s, we have a better sex life than in our 20s.
Awesome. So, I mean, this is what you need. This is the true Aussie way, without the kangaroo. Awesome. It has been such a joy to meet you. I wish you well in all your endeavors. Have a fantastic time in the mountains. Are you going to be in the Alps?
Not the Alps, but through the Pyrenees.
To the Pyrenees.
So we'll be going from France into Spain, following the Pilgrim Way to Santiago. So.
Oh, very nice. So a visit, get a lot of blessings, because we need people like you to live forever.
That's our intention.
Until we meet again next time, this is Vaidya Priyanka signing off with Janette, our new best friend who has been a fantastic source of inspiration.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome back, and guess who we have here? We have Janette's partner, Alan, with us. So I have some questions for you. So when your lady was diagnosed, how did it, feel? And how did you think you could support her in her endeavor?
Yeah, I was really sad. It was such a shock. I thought she'd just go to the doctor and have a little check-up, and she came back with this terrible news. And I thought, it was a big shock. And at first we started looking into things, what to do. And at the seemed to me a bit dangerous not to do the chemotherapy and radiation. All my friends were saying, make sure your wife does chemotherapy and radiation. And after a while I realised that it wasn't really good.
So, before her diagnosis, were you wrong?
No, I wasn't. No, I was just becoming vegan.
You were becoming vegan.
Trying to be a vegan.
Okay, and so you did this for love, pretty much.
Yeah, no, I just didn't like things to do. I read all the books that Janette was reading. This is a good idea. Why didn't I think of this before?
Excellent. So, how did it feel running every single day, a marathon a day? How did that feel?
Well, looking back at it, it was easy. But at the time, we often felt quite tired. Often had sore legs. The roads up there are really rough, so my feet were often a bit bruised.
Right. My goodness, so it was rather easy, you said.
Well, looking back at it, yes.
So both of you don't wear prescription eyeglasses?
No, I just wear these $5 glasses.
$5 glasses.
Just if I need to read something that's got fine print. I hardly ever use those.
Oh, okay.
Well, I used to have prescription glasses. I had them from 40 to 50 hours.
Wow, so basically being on a raw diet has also helped your eyes?
It has. I've had to train my eyes a bit, but yeah, it's helped.
Wonderful, wonderful. My goodness, this is very inspirational. My goodness. Do either of you have children?
Yes, we have 2 children, and we have 5 grandchildren.
Wow, and what do your children think and say about
Oh,
this?
they follow us along a bit. They think it's a great idea.
Oh my goodness, this is just beyond a great idea. This is a life story, and it's worth mentioning. And I think that people should know about you all over the world. And we're going to do our little part in making sure that's out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, both of you.